Anticipation is good.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the October 13th, 2025 regularly scheduled meeting of the, October 15th, 2025 regularly scheduled meeting of the Monterey Peninsula Airport District Board of Directors. If you have a cell phone, if you could please either turn it off or put it on silent mode so we're not disturbed. Can we have a roll call, please?
Director Amati,
Present.
Director Gagliotti,
Here.
Director Pick is absent today, Director Leffel,
Here.
Chair Miller.
Here. Director Pick is out of the country and has an excused absence. Pledge of Allegiance. Director Gagliani, can you help us? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Communications and announcements. Does any board member have an announcement to make?
Yes, Director Miller. There is a community meeting in Monterey tomorrow night. That's Thursday, October 16th. It's hosted by Monterey Council member Gino Garcia. It's from 6 to 7:30. Directors Gagliotti and myself, as well as Executive Director Morello, will be in attendance for a part of the agenda to present some information about updates on what the airport is up to, as well as be available to answer any questions.
Very good.
And I apologize, it's at the Casanova Oak Knoll Park Center, 6 to 7:30.
Well, we look forward to a report at our next meeting from both of you on that. Staff, do you have any announcements?
We do. So first, I just want to remind you first of the October 22nd open house that we will be having here from 4:30 to 6:30. Right now, we have about 120 registrants for the event. We're offering two options for tours. So it starts at 4:30, one at 5, and one at 5:45. So the 5 o'clock is booked out, but the 5:45 still has some openings for the public to attend. So just a reminder on that one. And second, so something we haven't done in a really long time, probably about 10 years, is employee recognitions and introductions. So we wanted to bring that back, especially as we've had some significant anniversaries for staff here. So first, we want to start with introductions of new staff. So with the budget that was passed this year, there were two openings that were available. One for the planning department specialist, and the other for the operations specialist. And we have filled both those positions. And we also had one opening in maintenance. So we have three new employees we'd like to introduce you to. I'm going to start with Lance because Lance is not here. Lance is getting married. So he's off doing what Lance is doing. But I think most of you have met Lance. Lance started out part-time for us in April and then became on full-time in July once we had the full-time position available. He recently graduated from college and he's joining the planning team where he has stepped in where Amanda stepped out with social media, and he also assists the project managers with paperwork and oversight. So next time he's here at the November meeting, we'll make sure he pops in, but I think most of you have met him. Next, we'd like to introduce you to Fidel Lilata. Fidel joins the maintenance team and has quickly stepped in and provided great value and knowledge for maintenance issues. So we want to have you introduce you to Fidel. You might see him around here. Next, John Holliday. John joins the operations team as that operations specialist and will be the evening on-duty ops specialist. In the past, he's worked for our FBO partners, so he's very familiar with Monterey. So he's been able to quickly step right back in.
I knew that face looked familiar.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna now go to significant anniversaries. We're gonna start with 10 years. First, and Robert's not here, I believe he's out sick, but Robert Cato is the lead for the maintenance team, which includes scheduling, training, and directing all of the activities on the airfield and all of the airport grounds and equipment. Robert's helped expand the team's abilities from landscape maintenance to true airfield maintenance. Robert has been with us for 12 years, so we will make sure that he gets his certificate when he comes back. Next, and we'll have them stand and then they'll come up and get their certificates. And Whitney, if you want to help with the certificates, that'd be awesome. Larry Davis. So Larry works on the maintenance team and he brings an acumen for all things mechanical, whether it's a gate motor, a door latch, an airfield light, or any equipment malfunction. Larry is our go-to for that. And I think, John, I know you were chatting with him earlier. He also is an avion. He also knows a lot about aircraft. So Larry, 10 years. All
Can I
right.
get a photo? Hey, let's get a- It didn't happen if you don't have a photo, right?
Larry, if you want to maybe just go up and shake hands with the board members, that would be amazing.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you, Larry.
Good to see you, Larry.
Another 10-year here for us. Patricia. Patricia has assisted the planning staff with paperwork and oversight and billing for the last 10 years. Recently, she's taken over the property specialist role and has helped transition our hangar tenants and our RV tenants over the last year and a half from one location to another. She is the go-to for maintenance issues for our tenants, so they know who to call if they have any issues. And she's been great at keeping our RV and hangar opportunities completely filled. So with that, Patricia, thank you.
Ladies. Yes.
Congratulations. Thank you for staying so long.
We have one more 10-year. She's also not here, Amanda. So like for a few staff here, Amanda started at Monterey at the reception desk as a temp employee. She was also the board clerk for over 5 years. For those of you that were on the board at that time, you would have known Amanda's face being in here. She's now our social media specialist, where she has helped establish an incredible visual footprint with all of our social media platforms. So when Amanda's back from maternity leave, we'll make sure she gets recognized as well. 15. So we'll start with Gloria Robles. Gloria has been with us for 18 years. She is a great mentor to new staff. She's with our custodial department. She's always has a welcoming hello or hola to all of our staff and passengers. You'll know when Gloria has been on vacation, things just look a little bit different. Hey.
Thank you, Gloria.
Thank you, Gloria.
Alan Hippolito. Alan's been on the maintenance team for 17 years. He primarily oversees the landscaping around the terminal and all the airport properties. He's a great resource to new hires and often helps with their training. Alan, thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Next for 15 is Myrna Guerrera. Like Amanda, Myrna started at the reception desk as a temp employee as well. She now oversees the accounts receivable, invoicing all of our tenants and communicating with them when there are questions or concerns, and issuing every payment, making sure and ensuring every payment gets logged correctly. So very important function. As well, we're going to thank you for your 15 years.
Thank you.
All that and a couple babies.
Thank you, Mary.
I've seen them all.
Right, last but absolutely not least, Joe at 10. Joe has been with us for 25 years. He is the lead for our custodial staff. He does scheduling, training, and directing all of those activities within the terminal area. No is not in his vocabulary. He is always the first to volunteer for any extra events, and everything is just, Joe, can we? Yep. Joe, can we? Yep. So with that, Joe, you know, you've been a mentor to so many of us. You are our senior staff here. Thank you for your 25 years.
And our tenants love him.
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
Quite the land benchmark, Joe. Thank you.
I'd ask all staff just to stand one last time. So in front of you, these staff represent 117 years of dedication to Monterey. And we're thrilled to honor and thank them for everything they do to make us shine here in the community as a really great resource and an amazing airport. Thank you.
By accepting these certificates, they're all signing up to another 20 years, right? Okay. Perfect. Okay, good.
I was doing, thank you, guys. I was doing the math. I only came up with 114, so
Let me go back and reread.
no, I trust you, you had it
The 12,
close.
We had the 17, we had the 18.
Yeah,
so-
no, I trusted you had it right, so, but that's amazing. That's, and I noticed that we gave them an envelope. There's more than just the certificate, right? What
There
else?
was a pin of service for them and a gift certificate and a gift card.
Very good. Thank you for doing that. Okay. Public comment. This is an opportunity for any person to address the Monterey Peninsula Airport District Board at this time for items not on our agenda. When we have the item heard on the agenda, you'll have an opportunity to speak on it. So we only ask that your comments be related to areas that we have some control over and not too far afield. Does any member of the public present here wish to make a statement, public comment? Don't see any, and it looks like we don't have anybody remotely with us today. Okay. I will close public comment. Consent agenda. Consent agenda are items that are routine in nature and comes with a recommendation for passing by staff. A board member, a member of the audience, or staff may remove an item from the consent agenda and it will be heard later. One motion will cover all items on the consent agenda. Does any member of the public or staff wish to pull an item? Does any member of the board wish to pull an item?
Mr.
I'll
Chair,
entertain a motion to,
I'll move that we approve the consent agenda.
Seconded.
okay, does any member of the public wish to comment on the consent agenda? Okay, we have a first and second. Can we have a roll call, please?
Director Motti,
Aye.
Director Gagliardi,
Aye.
Director Leffel,
Yes,
Chair Miller.
Yes. Okay, we have no deferred consent agenda items. We'll move now to the regular agenda items. We are going to table the audit report.
yes. Finance Committee reviewed it with the auditor on Monday, and because it's in a draft form, it's really not ready for the board to receive.
Okay.
I've never sat on a public board where we received a draft. And the other thing is that because of the government shutdown right now, the auditor is waiting on the last final set of regulations for them to finish what they're gonna audit and how they're gonna present. So we're really just at a standstill. So whenever the government comes back and whenever they release the final regulation, we'll see it. So, we're all aware that we've got a couple of deadlines on PFC audits and other things, but we'll be fine. And this isn't the first time this has happened. I've been on the board now 18 years, and this is the third time that we've had to delay this because of government shutdown. So anyway,
Okay, very good.
John's got
I
it.
have a comment. on
Yes,
that.
go ahead.
For the reason that you just brought up, because I know that we're waiting, like, this is a precursor to, or prerequisite to a number of things that we are waiting. Is there anything, and maybe I can ask Scott on this, is there a way that we could do a partial, like the stuff that's within kind of our local purview, or that's non-federal, that has non-federal nexuses or anything like that?
So if your question is, can you? The answer is, yeah, you can. I don't know that it makes a lot of sense to do
Okay.
that. But yeah, I mean, again, I want to answer the question you asked.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Sure, if you really want to. It does create a certain amount of extra work on behalf of the auditors and on staff. I can't say I recommend it.
All right.
Because I mean, I don't, if there was anything that was jumping out that they thought needed to be changed or modified, you would know that already.
Right, correct.
And since they don't have anything like that, to my knowledge, I don't think there's any urgency to get that done.
That was exactly the reason that I thought maybe because we don't see anything, then let's just get the stuff that we know, kind of the low hanging fruit. We know that that's done. I mean, I'll take your recommendation. I don't know. What I'm looking for efficiency and expediency, right? Because as soon as things clear up, we want to get going again.
Yeah, I think everything that is cleared up is clear on paper. They're still waiting for a few things because of the federal shutdown. So
Right.
So once they get that, then they'll have a whole package for you. And there isn't really any state oversight to say, hey, you must do it by such
Yeah.
and such a date.
Okay.
So I would recommend that you hold off.
The budget's already approved. What does this do in our normal processes? What does it do to govern that? Meaning that we've already approved our budget, right? So,
Well, this is auditing last year's.
yeah, okay.
So it's the fiscal year 25 audit. And the committee heard this, that there's nothing in here
Right.
of concern. We have
Right.
an unmodified audit. So but there is that one direction they're waiting from the federal government on one component. So until that happens, it has to say draft. They don't anticipate that much of it or any of it will change significantly. But for us, it really is our federal reporting,
Yeah.
but we have time still. So if there becomes an issue with the federal reporting, then we'll be having another discussion.
Good. All right.
And
Sometimes these come with recommendations to
Yeah.
do things differently, but yeah.
There are none. There are no
Yeah,
recommendations.
Yeah, we put one in last time.
Director Gagliardi, the purpose of the audit itself is really sort of a public protection,
Yes.
public notice
Yes.
type of scenario. So, and I'll give you an example that was a bigger concern, although it's still a concern now, but it was bigger before. With the unfunded actual liabilities that were just skyrocketing, it would sort of let the public know, hey, this is a problem that may be happening in the future.
Okay.
And that may affect public services. That's really the main, it's really public protection and public information looking forward.
All right.
Based on what happened in the past.
I just wanted to add that during the committee meeting, I asked some of the similar questions that you are, and one of the responses that we did receive was that, as there are certain deadlines that we get closer to, if there are certain pieces of the audit that we need to pull out and submit as approved and final, then that we can. So I did ask that question and we're
Appreciate
tracking
that.
it.
Then
so.
it's everything's asked and answered. Good, thank you.
Mark, did you want anything else to add?
But I would
Microphone. Sorry for the recording. Thank you.
No, I would concur that I think waiting is fine. I anticipate not a single iota of a change when we get the final ruling, so. But we have to wait to see.
All right, I won't have to read it again.
No, I don't think so.
No, what we can do when we do bring it back is if anything's changed,
It's a red line.
they can redline it and,
Okay.
and just make sure. But they will also, the auditors will be present to do a presentation
Right,
as
okay.
well.
Thank you. Thank you.
And John, that was the other thing. It's a receive, it's not an approve.
Be sure.
It's just a receive, and there was no point in paying an auditor to sit there for an hour online
Great.
and tie up the staff and everything else on something that isn't final, so.
I appreciate that. Good, thank you.
Because then it would have to come back and we'd have to do it again, so. Anyway,
Good.
that's the
Okay.
story.
Any member of the public wish to comment on the finance audit? Okay, let's move on to item number 2, Resolution 1915, guaranteed maximum price for our construction. Who wants to comment on
I
this?
will be taking that for you. So, yes, you have in front of you, GMP, Guaranteed Maximum Price number 3, which is now based on procurement. Our construction managers as constructors, Hensel Phelps, has gone out to solicit for bids for the components that are in this GMP, which are glazing, elevators, our automated exit doors that will be from the secure area to baggage claim. So those will be automated doors. We'll be able to relieve TSA of having to have someone sit like they do now. So we will be moving into that new arena. Fireproofing, roofing, miscellaneous metals, fall protection, and drywall and framing are what are included in this GMP that you have in front of you. So it's an overall amount not to exceed of 11,727,410 for a not to exceed contract cost of 90,039,000. So with this procurement, they have, remembering that when we started with Hensel Phelps, they provided to us a cost model estimate. And they had it based on GMP 1, GMP 2, GMP 3, and GMP 4. This comes in at about 1.3 million less than that cost model estimate. So again, we're trending down, which is really
Always good.
good, absolutely. Right now, their estimate with GMP 4 is $99,537,181. Again, we have one more GMP to do, which they have started and gone on the street. At the same time, we're also doing value engineering. So as these subs come on, they come on with ideas of ways things can be looked at possibly differently to give us a better cost. And then we make sure we review it with the architects to make sure it's in line with what the idea was behind the design and that it matches. Sometimes it's just a different vendor as opposed to the one that might have been spec'd, but it always says in the spec, it says, you know, for example, I'm just going to, an example, Pella windows, well, it could be or an equal. So those equals often do come in less, but we just have to make sure the equal is truly an equal. So for example, light fixtures, do they provide the same lumens that the one that was spec'd does? Does it still have the same sustainable lead points that we need for lead? So we're looking at all of those components as we're doing the value engineering. And we know that we have quite a bit of value engineering to bring forward, which will be in GMP 2. So it'll be GMP 4. So it'll be the last set of bids. And then a true up column for all the things that we will have looked at and been able to find some cost savings on. When we find cost savings, it also brings down the GMP, the CMAR number or the number that they get to manage the project, because that is based on the cost. What they're also finding, and you'll see it if you look at the estimate as an Exhibit A on the first one. When you go down to the bottom of the soft costs, they do not have any builder's risk insurance or general liability insurance in 3 and 4, because as the cost is going down, those are also going down.
Yeah.
And the amount that they had in 1 and 2 actually cover the full amount that's necessary. And they still might have a little bit more. So that will be in that balancing GMP when we see it, and we see the balancing column. If they've already overestimated those insurance components, those will see a reduction as well in that column. So all good news is that we're under that 100 million currently. We anticipate to be a little bit lower than that when we have done all the value engineering. And so with that, I will stop talking and let you ask questions.
Okay, very good. Public comment, any member of the public wishing to speak on this item? You have 3 minutes. Okay, and I don't see anybody remotely still. We're by ourselves, so I'll close public comment. Let's start down here with Jonathan. Do you have any questions?
No questions. We did review this item in Finance Committee yesterday, 2 days ago, and did have some questions, but they were all answered by staff. The Finance Committee is recommending this item for approval by the board. I'll also share that I did speak with the building and construction trades, reviewed some of the subs that Hensel Phelps is proposing for this item, and there were no comments or concerns that were raised related to the subs.
Very good. Mary Ann?
I have no comment. We went over it thoroughly, and as Jonathan said, we are recommending approval from the full board. And I just give lots of kudos. I know it's a lot of work to keep revisiting items and looking at them, but it's paying off. For your ROI, it's pretty good.
Very good. John?
I have a curiosity question just on Hensel Phelps. So if their CMAR is coming down, then their money comes down. What incentivizes them to find these efficiencies, find these values?
Our goal, our budget goal for one thing.
Yeah.
And they just really are a good partner.
Yeah,
They really
sense that.
want to do what's best for us at the most affordable cost. And that we're hearing from them, and every meeting we're on is, okay, how can we find a little bit more savings? How
Yeah.
can we, and there are things they suggested that we just said, no, the value of that suggestion doesn't feel like it's worth it. So, again, they're bringing a myriad of different opportunities to us, and not all of them are being accepted, but most, a good number of them are at the same time.
Yeah, they sound like they're a great partner. So, okay, thank you. It was just a curiosity question.
Okay. I got a couple of curiosity questions too. How are we doing with our subs as far as local versus out of town?
I don't have the exact, you can see who the subs are that they have recommended here with this. And of course, it's lowest bid. So they are going out to the market. They are bidding these out, and they are very clear that it will be low bid. Same as we would do if we were procuring it ourselves through the design bid build process. In fact,
Chris, do you want to mention the DBE on
Oh,
this?
sure, I can too. But I can get that. I will let you know, but they are hiring local for sure. They
Okay.
are hiring, even if the company is not, like Hensel Phelps, they're not here, but they are moving people here. People are coming here, and then they're going to the trades here to fill in the gaps on where they need additional help. So also to Director Leffel's comment, recently with all that's going on in government, the DBE requirement has been reset at this time to 0. Our goal for this project, based on the analysis we had done, was 7.5%. So we've been told to let our contractor know that the goal has been reset at this time to 0, because what has to happen is everyone that has a DB certification has to be recertified based on the new criteria that's come out of DC. So that's going to take a while for people to get recertified, and some of the DBEs that might have been a certified DBE might not be. So for the contracts that are out to bid right now, Hensel Phelps has removed the language of the DBE goal. For the contracts that had already been procured, they've let those subcontractors know that if they were using a subcontractor and they haven't signed the paperwork yet with them, but there was someone that was not DBE that was lower price, they can go back and revisit that. So there could be some savings based on the new directive that's come out for federally awarded projects, that we do not have to have our DBE goal of 7.5%. So that's something else that's being looked at. And we, again, we'll see that in that GMP 4 as that true up cost of if they can reduce some of the DBEs on 1, 2, and 3 that have already been procured.
And DBE is disadvantaged
Business
business enterprise?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
Can I ask a question on that?
go ahead.
In the case where the second that may have been lower that was non-DBE qualified, does the first get to also resubmit a bid?
It really wasn't probably that they were the lowest, they were sub to subs.
Yeah.
They didn't have to use their lowest if they're a sub to a sub. They just needed to meet that good faith effort of the 7.5%.
Sure.
So meeting that effort might have meant they had to spend a little bit more. So typically then it was that cost was a little bit higher to them with that DBE than it was for a non-DBE. So they can just revisit it and see if there was a lower cost estimate that they had that they didn't take because it didn't help them meet their DBE requirements.
I guess what I'm asking is it so we get the opportunity, or Hensel Phelps gets the opportunity to go back and say, we can rebid these, and if the second was lower, what I'm asking,
Rebid them.
they're not rebidding.
Look at them. So these are subs.
Okay,
subs.
if that's what I was, that answers it
Yeah,
right
They're
there.
not going to rebid it. They're just going to look at it.
All right.
And Director Amata, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak to something that you had asked about. So most of the subs are not local from the GMPs where they had to select the lowest bid. However, a lot of them have relationships with the local union halls. And while, as Chris mentioned, there's going to be, project managers and folks and others that they bring to support the projects, that a lot of the local labor will come from our local union halls when we have those, where they have those partnerships. So a lot of the workers will be local, even though I haven't seen any of the subs yet who have been local to the peninsula.
Okay. Okay. And the other question I have, I know we had some discussion, we pretty much can't afford and decided it wouldn't be good to have the completely glass jet bridges, but we always talked there's a little money left over. We may put the one glass panel in to provide some natural lighting. Is that still
It's
a
still
possibility?
It's a potential possibility,
Okay.
but it's not on the list at the moment. We're trying to get this cost down, not push something back up, but
Okay.
we will look at it and keep it. The passenger boarding bridges, while we have a price that we're in GMP 1, they don't need to be, and the contractor has been told that they are the contract it will go with, so that there is a locked-in price. But they won't start to manufacture those till about 6 months out. So we've got some time.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved to approve resolution 1915.
Seconded.
We have a first and second, roll call, please.
Director Amati,
Aye.
Director Gagliardi,
Aye.
Director Leffel,
Yes.
and Chair Miller.
Yes. Okay, item number 3, adopt resolution 1916, Monterey Peninsula Airport District to approve amendment number 1 to the professional services agreements with Auto Construction and Design for a rental car ready return lot.
Absolutely. So with the passing and adopting of the ordinance 935, which allows us to adjust the rate for the customer facility charges for rental car facilities, which was in the consent agenda. We have been working with and talking with our rental car companies about the best location for additional, and this will be in addition to what they already have, but additional spaces closer into the new terminal for a ready return lot. So Auto Construction is our construction managers as constructors for all of the landside facilities, which include the premium lot, the long-term lot, and all of the circulation that will be occurring in and around the new terminal location. So it makes sense to us as staff, and we ask them to look at this because they have they have the plans, they have the CAD files, they have all the engineering locations of all utilities, et cetera, to look at helping us identify a location. It will be in the area that as you are exiting, so where the exit booth is currently from the short-term lot, and all of those parking spaces that have been moved around over the course of all the project, the start of our project footprints between the water, moving the well water down, putting in our RTR cable, RFA cable. We've been in that parking lot a lot, digging it up, putting in utilities, moving utilities, relocating utilities. So within that footprint would be the location that we're looking at, as well as extending into where the current EV chargers are. So all of that could become potentially a ready return lot in addition to the space that they have here, because they will still, we're not moving the QTA will stay. They already move cars multiple times a day from the QTA to wherever their locations are. So expanding the footprint, giving them some space close in, so our passengers have some space close in for renting. So with that, this is for the design portion of it, and then they will bring it out to bid. They'll get the design done, so they'll be doing this as design build. Get the design done, go out to bid, and we come back at another time with amendment number 2 to their agreement to construct once we have costs in hand. So first step is really just taking the footprint and designing it appropriately. And at the same time, we are working with our rental car companies to facilitate that. So with that, we'd ask you consider Resolution 1916, an amendment to the professional service agreement with Auto Construction for a not to exceed cost of $201,600.
Okay. Let's open it up to public comment at this time. Any member of the public wishing to comment on this item? You have 3 minutes. Okay, seeing none, we still have nobody remotely joining us. Let's go to the board. Director Gagliani, do you have any questions on this?
No questions.
Director Leffel?
No, I think it makes perfectly good sense. And I think, Chris, we asked in finance, I think there are 50 spaces still next to the terminal between the front and the side here. So there'll still be plenty for board meetings, if people come to board meetings, for staff and for patrons of Woody's, which we all know if we move that too much, we'll have a whole galley full of people. So anyway, we were very comfortable with it. And I was looking at, does anybody want to see a blow up? Because I could not read that little tiny map. I couldn't read the.
Yeah, I'll take a look at that.
Denise has copies.
Oh, Denise has copies. She's just holding them in
I
case
know.
you asked.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got one. Oh, made it better.
Thank you, Denise.
Anyway, I think it makes perfectly good sense and I applaud staff for looking at that space, which is kind of no man's land out there when you look at it. So I totally agree with this. And it makes sense auto to do it because if they've already done the rest, then there's no I said, you said, who did what on any part of it. It's should be a seamless transition between what they're already doing and this. So that's it.
Okay. Director Director Amati, do you have any questions?
No, as Marianne said, we discussed this in finance, and finance is recommending approval of this resolution by the full board.
So I had a question. This will just be an open lot. It won't be controlled by,
No, it'll be controlled.
okay.
It has to be because it will be, ready return rental. So there'll be a mechanism to control the lot. It will not just.
Not a person.
Not a person, no,
Okay.
but there will be a mechanism.
Okay. Very good.
Ready for motion?
I am ready.
How about we approve resolution number 1916, resolution to approve the amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement with Auto Construction for design build for the rental car ready return lot.
Seconded.
Okay, first and second, roll call, please.
Director Amati,
Aye.
Director Gagliardi,
Aye.
Director Leffel,
Yes,
and Chair Millet.
Yes.
Before you move
Another
on-
unanimous,
Thank you. Just before you move on, just remember, look at this. It's going to be ugly for a while.
it's gonna be what?
Ugly.
Ugly
Just warning
for a
us.
while.
mhm.
When we really get to all these parking components, it's going to be ugly.
I like how you waited until after we approved that to share that.
Okay, moving right along, discuss Board of Directors regular board meeting day and time. This has come up several times by members of the public, thinking that they would be better served by having more of a evening meeting to accommodate members of the public that want to attend but can't. I did ask staff to consider or report on what costs could be. Were you able to put any numbers together? Okay. What does that cover, the $1,500?
Sorry, just because of the recording.
It's really the people that you see here on
Okay.
staff, so our time. So even though we are all salaried, there's kind of an implied cost of us working non-regular hours. So those hours would presumably be compensated in some other manner. So for discussion, I think $1,500 is a valid number to think about.
But if for any reason we had to pull a hourly employee to the meeting,
They would be
there would be a potential overtime cost
yeah,
there.
they'd be at time and a half, and they would be paid for whatever hours they were here, but we wouldn't anticipate that.
Okay. Anything else to add from staff before we kick it around up here?
I would just say you have to consider your council's time as well with
Oh.
that too. And
We do not normally consider the feelings of lawyers, but we'll make an exception for Scott, anything to comment on that?
Yeah, I don't know that there would be a significant additional cost, although there would be certainly, some extra hours worked, either before, or if the meeting goes, from, I'll use it, pick a time from 5:30 to 7:30, 8 o'clock, there may be a few extra hours per month If you called it $1,000 or less, I think you'd be that'd be a very conservative estimate.
Mhm.
I did look up, in case anyone is curious, I did look up the cities locally and when they meet.
Yeah, we did have a question. We were going to kick that around up here, but go ahead. Thank you for
So-
doing that.
On the first and third Tuesdays, you have the city of Monterey, Marina, Sand City, and the county of Monterey. Delray Oaks is on the fourth Tuesdays. You also have Salinas is on the second and fourth Tuesdays. Pacific Grove is first and third Wednesdays, and Seaside is the first and third
Thursday.
Thursdays.
And did you say Carmel?
Carmel is I'm sorry, they're the first Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Monday and Tuesday?
Yeah, the first Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
They meet back to back.
They do. What I noticed is some of them get canceled. But
Yeah, if they have the long
got it.
item, they
Got it.
take it the next night.
With all that, is there a day that pops out as best? Did you,
Well, there are several days that pop out as best. Let me take the reverse of that question, which is, are there those that are really full? The first and third Tuesdays are fairly full. Tuesdays, I don't know what it is about cities, but cities seem to love Tuesday meetings. I don't know what it is; they just do. I would say no one is currently on Mondays. You have a couple of Wednesdays that are available, the second and fourth Wednesdays, or you have the second and fourth Thursdays that are available later if you during the evening if you wanted.
Carmel was Monday, right?
Carmel is
Mondays and Tuesdays.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday, first Monday and Tuesday.
okay, thank you for doing that. Let's open it up to public comment before we start discussing. Any member of the public wishing to comment on this item? You'll have 3 minutes. Okay, I don't see any. We have no members of the public joining us remotely. Let's start with Director Amati. What do you think?
Thank you, Chair. So it's too bad that Dino couldn't be here today. I know he really
Did
wanted
express the
to.
preference, and that was for Tuesdays at 5:30, I believe.
Which Tuesdays?
Either the
I think he
second.
just said Tuesday at 5:30.
Any Tuesday.
He was specific. Let me.
I thought he was.
He said he requested the third Tuesday of each month.
Okay. Well, Tuesday is a terrible day.
And that would be a City of Monterey one.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I am in support of moving it to evenings. I would be supportive of, second Tuesday at 5:30, or fourth Tuesday at 5:30, frankly, which were some of the days that Scott offered up as pretty available. So I'm in support of moving it to the evening.
Okay. Director Leffel?
Let's give it a try, see how many people show up. And I know we have to do a resolution to do it, but we can always resolve back if it doesn't make sense for both cost and who's here or not here. And my biggest thing is that the most, I think, interaction we have with the public comes from Delray Oaks, Seaside, Monterey. Our biggest supporters are obviously Carmel and probably the unincorporated area of Pebble Beach in that area. When I see support, and also Marina. but, and I think Salinas, if you look at it. So I would like very much to stay off of Monterey's days. I think that's probably who we've had the most interaction with. Plus, we have a big contract with them, and that will always be a conflict if we choose one of their days. So I honestly, I don't care. I'm retired. I can do whatever makes sense for those two who are working, Mr. Amati and Mr. Pick. And I know that they both have full schedules. So, you know, I'm willing to try to make it work. Scott, I did have a question because you have other clients. If we go with one of these days, are we,
I was actually just going to say that if you do decide on Tuesday, my preference would be the fourth Tuesday of the month. I don't currently have any clients on the fourth Tuesday.
your dance card is empty?
Well, on that day it is. The fourth Wednesday, I am, again, I would be traveling from here to LA. So I could do that from right here. So that would not be a problem. The first, second, and third Tuesdays would create a problem.
Okay, well, I thought, I've heard before you're coming into our Wednesday meeting from, you did last night, right? You came in from something. So I just wanted to make sure we were not making ourselves have to go choose a new council.
Yeah, my preference, again, if you're gonna pick a Tuesday, my preference would be the fourth Tuesday.
Okay, and who's that in
Delray
conflict with?
Oaks.
Delray Oaks, which is a problem. That is a problem.
Yeah, no, I have other days too that are available, but I heard Tuesday was thrown out, so that's why I said that day, but, you know, I could do, the third Wednesday in the evening would work. I could do the, second Wednesday in the evening, the first Wednesday in the evening. Thursdays are wide open for me, generally speaking.
The third Wednesday, does that conflict with? I mean, that would basically just be taking our meeting today and just moving it to the evening, right?
Yes.
We're gonna look and see.
I think I mean, I know that Director Pick has a conflict on that Wednesday, on Wednesdays. certain
You
times.
might have to give up sailing on a
Yeah,
Wednesday
PG's
night.
first and third Wednesdays.
PG is.
Okay. Director Gagliani, do you have any comments?
I mean, I have a lot more flexibility now than when we asked for the meeting to be set when it is set. So, so now, I mean, I can accommodate. I'm in a similar situation as Mary Ann. But I mean, I do want to just point out that we talked about this actually in Air Services is that we're a special district, and if you pulled or if you looked at all the other special districts, they generally meet during the day. So we would be different in that regard. And those meetings were always full. So the what we're hearing from the public is that we would come if it was during the day, but when Monterey One meets or when the Water Management District meets or Marina Coast Water or others, there's always they seem to be able to make it. So that was kind of my only sentiment was that the reason that we're meeting this is in response to what we're hearing from the public that if you moved it, but for the time of the meeting, we could participate better. But I mean, here we are, Air Services, there was no one there. There was, there's no one here. There's no one even virtually. So I'm just, for me personally, I can do this. But I'm just questioning the reason. And if we're just we have to do this by resolution. So are we just going to put this out there, see if this works? If people don't show and it makes more sense and it saves the district money to move it back, then what? So those are just the kind of the underlying, that's my sentiment. I guess that's my resistance to moving it. But I have nothing keeping me from moving it. Whereas before I had hard stop. So.
Well, I mean, my biggest concern is that we are in a direct conflict with one of the cities that is within our district. And that then we're just totally just saying those people they're going to have to choose on anything. That's the biggest issue for me.
Well, people have pointed this out a few times that we need to have our meetings at night to accommodate. Although when it's an issue that people are interested in, they don't seem to have a problem getting here. We just remember our last meeting was packed full, and we had a lot of people remotely too. So, and we have had meetings at night here years ago. We had them.
But we used to start at 9 in the morning and go till midnight.
Sometimes, yeah, they were marathons.
They were ridiculous.
And one advantage of that is we have a bar here, so we usually broke afterwards. But it's I don't know. I hate making drastic changes for something that's not really gonna draw in any more people. But I think we have to give it a try for a couple meetings and just see what happens. So how do we want to handle this? Do we want to do this at this time? Do we want to form a subcommittee to pick a date, or just
Well, so
jump into this, wait till next year?
let me ask this. So I know that Director Amati and Director Pick had talked and you met, so you kind of made your own committee. And your thing was a Tuesday. Was that correct?
The,
But were you considering the other cities?
so at that time, we weren't necessarily considering all of the cities. We were looking at kind of our working schedules and what worked best. I know that, John mentioned that there is a separate personal conflict that Dino has with one of the Wednesdays, but we were both in favor of a 5:30 time. I think the day there could be some flexibility on, especially for me. I could do any evening at 5:30.
And our council says fourth Wednesday is the best, fourth,
Or-
No, third Wednesday would, but any Thursday would be fine.
third Wednesday or any Thursday.
Yep.
And Seaside is first and third Thursday.
Correct.
No one wants on there.
So we could potentially do second or fourth Thursday, which also doesn't conflict with Dino's sailing.
It may be his, Big Sur Marathon board.
So let me ask the question this way. Would Carl be able to reach out to John and say, hey, does the second or fourth Thursday at 5:30 work for you?
Does
And
it
it-
work for you?
John, Dino. You're both at the end of the table, I've just mixed you both into one.
I love that.
Would you be able to reach out to him, see if either the second or fourth Thursday at 5:30 work for his schedule? And if it does, that be a resolution that gets brought back to the board to vote on in November? Is that something that,
Do seconds, right? Or no, it's not an ordinance.
No, it's not an ordinance, yeah, so you would do it by resolution. And a resolution can be modified at the meeting where it's adopted. An ordinance.
Yeah.
If it's on the second reading, you have to pass it as published, but a resolution can be modified at the meeting where it's passed.
This is resolution, so we're, yeah.
Can I add one that you might want to consider? I'm not sure. When are your special district association quarterly meetings? What,
The third Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Once a quarter.
once a quarter? Okay, third.
What's staff's opinion on one of those dates, the second or fourth Thursday? That pose any hardships to anybody?
We will make whatever you put in front of us work.
We do have one person with a young baby. Is this going to have impact your life at all, Whitney?
It may, but to Chris's point, we'll do what we can.
Okay. Thank you for that. So if it's the
Check with Buzz.
With that? With your dog? Okay, yeah.
There are trees buzzing.
It buzzed me right here.
We bring him more often, liven things up.
So I will check with, if we're holding off for Director Pick's input, then no decision will be made until the next meeting.
I have one more thing to say. I think we have to look at, if we chose the 4th of anything, you got to look at how Thanksgiving falls and Christmas. And immediately, both of those months we have a built-in conflict, and immediately you're going to have to switch to another date. So I would say if we're going to do it, go with the second Thursday or whatever that was, and just try it with that and just say, that's what we're going with. And end of the story. And let's do it today and quit messing around with it and make it so that we start next month and try it.
Well, we would have to do the resolution for next month and then we would do it the following.
So I think Scott said we could do the resolution and
Then you could modify a resolution that's in front of you.
Yeah,
So we would bring a resolution in November.
yeah, if that's your direction, we'll bring a resolution back in November.
And then do it in December.
December, we've already changed the meeting anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Because of the military lounge, but it could get changed again.
Or we just wait to the new year to start it.
okay, well, so I'm going to say this, the other conflict is that the staff has end of the month wrap-ups of things and trying to get the committees to meet.
Mhm.
Thinking through all of this, because we used to be on the second Wednesday and we moved to the third Wednesdays because staff
Yeah.
had a
Just to
hard
get all the,
catch all the committees.
end of the month and then trying to staff our committees. I'm trying to think of how we used to be
Yeah.
second Wednesdays and
'Cause
that was an
conceivably,
issue.
You could have one on the 8th, which would be really early to be able to get you financial pack, especially the financial package components.
Yeah, so I'm just throwing it all out there.
yeah.
I think that's a very real consideration because of all the work that the staff has to do to prepare for the meeting. They need the committee input. And so we also then have to figure out where the committees are.
Yep, you all have to move.
Yeah, it's a domino thing. So, we have not done that. We've not done that mapping
No,
because that's exactly why we moved it to that Wednesday. I remember when we did that, we moved it so that the committees.
well, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I suspect we're not going to have large crowds unless it's something important. And we've seen them develop here in the daytime. So we could wait to the beginning of next year, start it then, and, halfway through, or maybe after a few meetings, we figure out this is what we're going to do. And that could be on the 4th Thursday. If we start in the new year, that shouldn't be a conflict.
Yeah, no, that's,
You gotta
we have Thanksgiving.
come with Christmas and Thanksgiving, Carl.
But we've
immediately.
got 12 months before that happens.
If we're gonna do a resolution, let's do it right the first time.
What I would like to see is that mapping of the when would staff, like, let's pick, we're saying the second Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So if we pick the second Thursday,
When would all the
yeah, where would all the committees have to be? I'd like to see that.
Well, we can bring this forward as a resolution next month for that date, with that as part of the presentation for the resolution for us to consider and discuss when we've got Dino in the room. And I think to Carl's point, we picked January as the starting month for it.
So that's the first, is the 8th is a Thursday. That's where you start right away.
With a
where-
holiday
a
on the
holiday
first.
there on a holiday on the 1st. So you have to get all that stuff together, everything out. You've got a holiday. And when do you do meetings?
So the
So
second
January
Thursday,
is already problematic.
the second Thursday is problematic.
On that, in January, it's the 8th.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah.
What holiday is on the 8th?
Well, the 1st,
New
January
Year's.
1st is a holiday.
Right.
January
That's when
1st.
that's when the packet is published.
Okay, so.
And Tuesdays are conflicts. Wednesdays are conflicts.
We're not talking about
Well, the
Fridays
first and third
because-
Tuesdays are conflicts.
Oh, wait, which one's, Del Rex was second? Should have known, I mean, it was Kevin.
Gilroy Oaks is what day? The fourth?
Fourth Tuesday.
Well,
Not easy. We've been down this road.
no,
before.
it's not. It's not. How about we appoint a subcommittee? Director Amati and Pick to work it out with staff, come back with the date. There'll be an ad hoc committee.
Yes.
Okay,
And they'll do the mapping.
you'll figure it out which works best for the two working stiffs in the room, taking into everybody else's consideration too. Okay.
Will do, Chair.
Okay, sounds good, everybody? Do we need any official action for that, just appointments? Okay. Okay. Thank you for indulging us, staff. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one. Consider participation in the Passenger Terminal Expo Conference, and this is going to be in London. And I would like to point out that I have been to London. I do speak the language.
Poorly.
It is different. It is different. I want you to know right now.
Not
I tell people I speak two languages, English and American. But go ahead, Chris, why don't you tell us about this? How did this opportunity come to
No,
us?
it came through HOK. So
Mm.
HOK would like to put together a proposal. So it doesn't even mean that it'll happen. They have to put together a proposal to ask to present at this Passenger Terminal Expo conference. And they asked if we would participate with them as a joint presentation. So Mike did this before, but he was remote when he did it. Ton Schnetzer from Kimley Horn was in attendance at the expo, and they talked about the master plan at that time and how all of the projects that were going into the master plan for us as a small regional airport. So HOK feels this is a good follow-on to that. They were at that presentation, and they felt this was a good follow-on to that, and how it's coming to fruition specifically with the lead components of it, what we're looking at in a terminal, how we've gotten to where we're getting, where we'll be with lead and the net zero carbon ready components. So they need to put in the proposal today if you agree that we'll participate, and then see where it goes from there. And if it gets accepted, then it's in March in London. So with that, that's the presentation that I have, and I'm happy to represent, or if we choose not to participate, that's okay too. But I could not give them any answer, and just say yes or no without talking to you first.
Now, you did say that this is widely attended by US airports, correct?
That's what they have said. Yep. And it's a lot of airlines as well
Mhm.
are in attendance at it too. So it would be an opportunity to be presenting not only to other airport directors, but to airlines that about who we are and what we're doing, and this new opportunity that we have in a new terminal.
And we don't have any idea what costs would be, but I tell you, as someone who's traveled to Europe a few times, I've actually been able to travel to Europe sometimes cheaper than I can travel across country. So there is no, and London is probably one of the more economical cities to fly into.
Yeah, I looked into right now, if I were to book something, it's about $800 round trip for an airfare. And there are hotels that are less than $200 a night, US dollars a night.
Yeah.
So it's not
Pounds, they
outrageously-
deal in pounds over there.
It was in dollars that I looked at it, but yes, they do deal in pounds.
I think Carl wants to go to London, guys.
Well, just to carry your bags. that's
Yeah.
all. I don't wanna- Well, Thank you. Anything else to add to this?
That's it.
Let's open it up to members of the public who want to comment on this. Any member of the public wishing to speak? You sure? Okay. Let's bring it back to the board then. Let's start down here. Director Gaglione.
Yeah, I'm huge support of this. I think this is marketing dollars and I think that we should be doing it. I guess my question is that I appreciate you, Chris, bringing this to us, but why did you feel compelled that you had to bring this to us? I mean, I think that this is
In my experience here, the executive, people don't typically travel out of the country for
Oh, I see.
conferences. And the experience I've seen here, it's usually conferences that are within the US.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it.
well, I support it and I think that you should go.
Yeah.
So
Chris brought it to me. I didn't feel I should be approving unilaterally
okay.
because we don't typically travel to Europe or Asia. We do go to Canada a couple times, but so we do have some history of international travel, but usually it's been to Canada. So, Director Leffel.
A couple of comments. I went to the engineered wood sustainability presentation that I can't remember the name of the other construction company, and their Swinnerton put on up in San Francisco, because I happened to see through some airport magazine that Monterey Regional Airport was presenting. And so we did not have anyone there, but HOK did. And I'm just going to say it was the weakest presentation of the entire thing. The young man obviously didn't know what he was talking about. And the other airports that were there outshined him. Us. It was embarrassing. Hal said, "Why are we here?" I'm like, because I wanted to see what they were going to say. So, but I guess I would say, Chris, I know that you're good at presenting, but I would also think that HOK is going to have somebody that knows what they're talking about, or else it's going to be worthless and we'll look just like a little tiny airport that showed up because we wanted to travel or something. I mean, I was really embarrassed for us. So with that being said, I have no problem with this, with us presenting. I think you might have to just say whoever it was, and I can go back and find his name. He should not be the person. Absolutely could not be. Because otherwise it's going to be worthless. And worse than worthless, because it will just make us look like little kids trying to play on a big arena when we get up against some of the other presentations. So anyway, with that, I think it's a good opportunity. I always look at that FTE. I see their things and it looks like they have some pretty good presentations overall. So depends, I guess, who our partner would be.
Thank you, Director Monty.
Yeah, so in a lot of the construction projects that I work on in my day job, the hospitals will go to trade conferences and present the design and the work that they've done and the updates and changes to kind of their healthcare model. And it's a ton of value for the organizations when they go to these conferences and do it. They're able to use them to recruit providers to come to their brand shiny new hospitals because they want to work in the new buildings. And I think you brought up the point, and Chris talked about the airlines being there, and this will be an opportunity for us to again kind of try to leverage that moment. I hadn't known of this other presentation, and I share your concerns, but I do believe that our staff, in working and partnering with HOK, would be able to put together a presentation that was worthy of all of the work that you've done and that this board has done in order to create a really, truly transformative experience for passengers flying into Monterey. So I trust that you would be able to present us in a really incredible light. And if this is something you want to do and you want to go, then I'm in support.
One more question.
Yes, go ahead.
Did we see anything of value that came out of Mike's remote participation? Because we didn't even know he remotely participated, so we had no idea and have not seen any impact. Have you seen anything that came out of it that was like, wow, that was worth the time?
I really don't know. Was not really paying attention at that time because this was, a few years ago. I think it was 2021 or
I remember when he asked to go to Paris and then that one didn't.
that was
Um,
the one that it would have been, I believe.
Okay,
So because it's in different locations. So I think that was the one that he had planned to go to and then didn't. But I really don't know. I was not watching to see if we got impact back from it or not.
okay, I just wondered,
I have
Well,
one question, if I can.
go ahead.
To kind of address Mary Ann's concerns, are you working with them are you going to partner on this presentation? Is this just them and you're there to say yes, no, or are you going to be a part
No,
of it?
if you agree to it, then we would partner together.
Got it.
The first step again is putting in a request to present. and
Okay.
if it
Right,
gets
right, right.
Accepted, then
Yeah.
we'll start working on the presentation. But, that's the first step is putting in that request.
So then I'm even more comfortable with it if I know that you're going to be there. I mean, that presentation that you gave to the special districts was just, I mean, everyone was just going, wow. So I'm guessing it would be something of that nature. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I have confidence that you'll be able to put on a pretty good presentation if you're involved in from the beginning. So I'm in support of this. I know it's related strictly to terminals, but maybe you could squeeze in something about our FBO or showcase, the airport a little bit more. So great. Well, we do have it down as approved, so.
move that we approve the expenditure for our executive director to go to London to the FTE conference.
And do we know
second.
when, what's the date of this? event?
March.
It's in, I think I have the dates there.
March
It's
18th
March.
to the 20th.
March, well,
And
good
again,
time.
I would only be going if we're accepted as a presenter.
great. And maybe we'll have something from Customs and Border Protection to report, so.
Maybe.
Okay, we have a first, do we have a second?
Yeah, seconded.
Okay. First and second, quick roll call, please.
Director Motti,
Aye.
Director Gagliotti,
Aye.
Director Leffel,
Yes,
and Chair Miller.
Yes. Okay,
Will we have more pictures, more stuff to show standing? Aren't we, we're starting to stand things up at that point?
Oh, yes, absolutely. We will have things to show.
Yeah.
before we leave that topic, you know what might make it stronger with what I saw up in San Francisco and what I've seen a couple other places is also if the contractor
Mhm.
had a representative, because they were the ones that really carried the ball at the one in San Francisco, because they were the ones that were working with the materials and understood what the end was going to be. So
Yep.
might include them.
And Hensel Phelps are very articulate.
Yeah.
They would be a good ad.
okay. Very good. Does anybody want to take a break at this time?
Yeah, 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
Can I give you one thing before you do? So now that it's passed on. The USA Today Reader's Choice Awards were announced at 9 a.m. this morning. Woody's was ranked number 2
Mm.
as best sit-down restaurant this year, and the airport was ranked number 5 as best resort airport. So top 10. Only number 1 California airport. So we were in front of.
I like
Well,
that.
that's,
No, no,
that's
we-
a good way of spinning it.
No, I know. I like that we have, I mean, so we broke top 10 with what we have and then everything that we're going to be doing is improving. So I'd like to see that. Yeah, no, I think this is a great place to,
So we were talking driving in because we had heard the results. So I suggested number 2 tries harder for Woody. So there's always next year. And but nothing to be ashamed of.
Not
He's
at all.
been number 1 for the last 2 years.
So Chris, I know you have to tell them if you're gonna
By-
pay,
Mhm.
but I think it's worth the money because then you can use their logo
Right.
on everything and say that we're in the top 10
Mm.
of the airports. If you don't pay, what was like $3,000 or something, then you can't use their logo. You can say it, but you can't put the USA Today thing on it. So I think
Right.
it's worth the money to do it.
Yeah, there are different levels, that just lets you say it, but then if you want, it goes up to 6,000.
Yeah.
Which for 6, we could get combined and use it for both of us, is what they told.
So I'm just going to say, I think that's a good use of the money because you can blast that all over all year long and nobody else has those bragging rights, particularly in California. So,
Yeah.
and it's, it's good. They put their list out this morning, USA Today did. So, yeah, it's good. And next year we'll go harder.
Okay, why don't we come back at 9:35? Okay, welcome back to the October 15th regularly scheduled meeting for the Monterey Peninsula Airport District Board. It is 9:35, and we are back in session. We left off with the board report and acceptance of department reports. Does any member of the public wish to comment on any of the board reports, ad hoc committee reports, or liaison representative reports?
Director Miller, if I could just bring your attention to a couple of the staff reports that you have in front of you.
Yes.
Just make sure you didn't miss it. Under the fire department report, you will see that they are going to be doing their annual training which is required every year. So that's scheduled from October 19th to the 24th here at the airport. So it's their live fire training.
This is the one where they'll be doing like a tabletop exercise with some,
No, this is just their annual training. They will be bringing in the mobile trainer and they do their annual training on putting out. This is not the triennial. This is annual training to remain certified as ARF technicians.
okay.
In the planning and marketing report, you will see that we took delivery of our new ARF vehicle. So that is on the front page. There's a photo of it being shipped in here. It came in on the 30th. So currently, as we're speaking, the Oshkosh is here doing training, driver training, and training on how the vehicle actually works. And then next week, when they do the live fire training, they'll be getting trained on the new foam because this truck is coming with the new foam in it. And then we will be taking delivery of our backup foam, which we have to have. So once we have all of that in place, we will have transitioned to the new foam about November 1st.
And new foam is non-PFAS, that has no hazmat properties to it.
Properties, yes. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. It is in the reports that you have here.
Okay.
So I have a picture because I was here for lunch yesterday and I saw them driving it down the other side. So
Oh, there it is.
They're
Yeah.
very excited. It is a new toy.
Yeah.
A very expensive.
And that was paid for
Federal grants,
by federal grants. We had a 10% match that we had to do?
9.34%.
Okay. And how much was that truck?
A little over $1 million.
$1 million. Okay. Very good. Anybody have any question about the department reports? Director Amati.
Thank you, Chair. I had two quick questions. on the terminal feedback report, there was a comment about a visitor pass program similar to what they do up in Seattle. I'm not familiar with what that is that this person was asking for. Are you aware of what it is? Would you be
We
able
are.
to speak to what that is?
So it would be, we would have a program, currently, if you are accompanying a minor or someone that needs to get, that you need to stay with and get to the other side, you can do that currently by
Go through security
going
to
through
the gate.
security by
Okay.
going to the ticket counter and getting a pass to be able to do that. This would be something totally different. It is just really more of a visitor for no, not, I'm not saying for no reason, but there's not, it's not a child or it's not,
It's not an exception.
right. It would be the exception program. We don't and can't offer it because we already are constrained both in our security side with our hold rooms as well as our TSA.
Got
We
it.
are eligible for a third TSA lane based on the passenger profile that we have going through currently,
Mhm.
but we can't put it in because we don't have space for it. So this is not a program that we would really be able to implement because we don't have the capacity to take it on.
Is this something that when we go to the new terminal and we have the 3 TSA lanes that we would be able to consider?
It's something we could consider.
Okay.
Correct.
Sounds good. We can talk about it at that point. And then the other question that I just had was, related to the comment about United and their customer service. Is this something where we share these comments with them when we receive them?
Absolutely. Every time that we get a poor or even a neutral comment that concerns the airlines or TSA, we send it directly to their general managers.
Okay,
Or rental cars.
or
Perfect.
Yeah.
sounds good. And Chair, I would also just again like to remind any screenwriters in the community that if they're looking for content or material, the police report activity
Yeah.
is wonderful content. I could see a office type TV show that's based on
Sitcom.
a police department that's stationed in an airport and all of the fun things that they get to respond to. So that's those are my only questions and comments.
Didn't they have that Reno 911 or? Okay, anybody else for the department report? Okay, let's move on to standing committee reports, finance, air service lease. Anybody want to add anything or have any comments to add? Have any questions? Okay, ad hoc committee, the personnel committee, we have a closed session item on that. And local jurisdiction, Director Leffel, anything for that?
No, the only thing is we were, both Director Pick and I were approached by a member of the planning commission from Delray Oaks to take a look at our lot that's out there on the north side that it's overgrown and that possibly there were some people who are choosing to live there. So I know that Director or Executive Director Morello is on that. So it did come through with one of their planning commission members.
This is that property that we have that we were going to consider a gate at one time.
Yep.
Do we have homeless people living there?
Executive Director Morello did give me that information, and the operations team did go and check the area on the north side adjacent to the Oaks condominiums, and we didn't see any evidence of homeless encampment. We do have it as a standing item for our maintenance team to make sure that they're checking the area and pruning back the trees so that it's easier to look through.
Are we cleaning it up?
Yeah, it is it's on the list of things to be cleaned. However, I didn't see any trash or anything like that. It's just low hanging.
No, it's just overgrown, and they are a fire-wise community. So as the Oaks, they have qualified for that. So it's really important to them that we, as adjacent to them, do our part.
Have we posted our property, no trespassing?
I don't think that one is it?
So Most of the fences that are adjacent to airport property do have some signage, TSA signage and no trespassing signage. I'd have to double check that particular area to see if there is signage, but generally, yes, we have signs posted.
I
about
know we
every
do
75
on
feet.
our exterior gates, but what about the exterior? Is it gated on the Delray Oak side or is it open?
It's open.
Well, so it's open from the road, it's open. It's when you get to the property fence, which is our property fence
Right.
and our security fence, then it is posted there for sure. But we will look and see.
And then lastly, have we shared this with the police department?
They are well aware.
Okay.
It's on one of the routes that they routinely drive. So it's on their daily check.
Yeah, well,
check
and,
the area.
and
Hopefully
they're
they're
handling
getting-
Delray Oaks also, so, I mean, it's ideal for them to keep an eye on that. Okay, very good. Thank you for looking into that. What else? That was local jurisdiction. Liaison report, local agency formation commission, anything to report?
We had a closed session in September, or I guess it was September, that there was nothing to report out.
Okay. And next one is transportation agency, that'd be me. I did attend the meeting. The Highway 68 adaptive signaling that's going to be for all those intersections is scheduled to happen next month. They're going to start it. They had some delays getting the equipment and the power lines hooked up, but it should take no more than 60 to 90 days to get all the intersections up and running, and then they'll evaluate their effectiveness. The state thinks is going to be of limited success, and they are still supporting roundabouts in certain areas. Their concern is just too much distance between the intersections for adaptive signaling to really be effective. But we will wait and see on that. And the other thing that was interesting, they had a lady from state of California come and talk. Even though we pay the highest gas tax in the United States, we're still not bringing in enough money to handle road repairs. They said that with people not buying as much gas as they used to because of electric vehicles or fuel efficient vehicles, their revenue has dropped. So they're looking at other means of funding road repairs. And one of the things that's being discussed is mileage. The more miles you drive, the more you'll have to pay. They said they would probably lower the gas tax, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think this is just going to become another source of revenue. If you have an electric vehicle now, you're already paying $190 more a year with your registration, but that's not enough to handle the road repairs that California needs. So something to look at. I did have a website that you could go on, and their proposal, you could actually plug in some of your own numbers. They have like 3 different proposals, and you would see how each one would affect you. But I didn't bring that, so just you could do some searching online and find it for yourself. Okay, Special Districts Liaison, Director Leffel, we had a meeting, and it was well attended by 4 of us. And Chris Morello was the speaker. Anything to add to that?
Go ahead.
No,
I think Director Gagliotti said earlier that Executive Director Morello did an excellent job in the presentation, and to the point that one of our special district members said it was excellent. So it was well received by the group, and thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And there was not much of anything else to report, unless we want to go over Mr. Ferrante's report.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And AMBAG.
AMBAG meets tonight, so I'll be there.
Okay. Conferences. So as we're all aware on the board here, whenever we attend a conference at district expense, we're supposed to do a report. You have that for the CSDA in front of you. So myself, Directors Leffel, Pick, and Gagliani attended. Jonathan was at work and couldn't make it. We had it was here in Monterey. It was from August 25th through the 28th. We had over 1,000 special district members in attendance. We also had almost 100 vendors. They filled up the expo area at the conference center. It also offered 45 different classes, workshop, or exhibitor talks covering a wide variety of topics where you could pick your own area. They had 3 general sessions with keynote speakers. I put down the PowerPoint notes from 3 of the main ones that I thought legislative update, everything that the district has been working on here in California for this year and next year, their priorities, legal update on recent court cases that affect special districts. And because we're a member of CSDA, we are also a member of the National Special District Association that lobbies in the Capitol in Washington. And that PowerPoint notes are also attached on what their priorities are. Next year's conference is going to be in Palm Desert, August 24th through the 27th.
Nice cool summer breeze.
Yeah.
Summer breeze, yeah. They bounce back between Southern California and Monterey, alternate years, and I always attend when it's in Monterey. I've never made it outside of Monterey yet. I think Dino went last.
Dino and I went one year in August to Palm Springs.
But we participated in this in the past. I recommend that we continue. We are members of CSDA. We use a number of their program and services, and it's excellent training that you can pinpoint exactly what you're interested in and attend the thing. So I recommend that we continue supporting it. Any questions from anybody, members of the public? Okay, that fulfills that obligation, and I think we're going into closed session. Okay. Okay, welcome back. It's 11:26 on October 15th, 2025 still. We are back in open session, nothing to report out from closed session. Chris.
Yes, so started in the lens, same way we started, recognizing staff. So, Robert Pico is here with us. Robert, 12 years. I have to remember, 'cause I don't know my paperwork correctly. Robert's been with us for 12 years. He is our maintenance lead. So Robert is responsible for ensuring that we have the staffing that we need in the field, that they're assigned to whatever duties they need. Of course, we got our 7-day-a-week work schedule, so making sure that people are scheduled for our full 7 days, and ensuring that our airfield and our properties are in good shape. And so Robert, we just want to thank you for your service to the airport and for the 10+ years that you have. And we have a certificate. I'd love to have you come up and accept. Jesus, I did not step out.
Mhm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's see it. You got a photo.
Yes.
Perfect.
They can look for members, so they can say thank you.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate all the
Thanks
work.
for keeping everything working.
Thank you for all your hard work, Robert.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, we'll see you in 12 years, Robert. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Open's good. Okay, so future agenda, do we have anything?
Well, we haven't finalized when we're gonna be nighttime, right? So that's
Yeah,
month. They have to finalize that.
and you'll get together with Dino as soon as possible. And
Yes, sir.
we'll talk about that next month. Hopefully, will that be on the agenda? Anything else for future agendas?
I did have one other item. I don't necessarily think it needs to be an agenda item, but the presentation that Chris gave at CSDA was, I think, really informational, but also very valuable to the people in that room. I think there would be a ton of value in also going to some of the local city council meetings and reaching out to the councils and say, hey, we have a presentation that, we'd like to share for the benefit of your community about, updates as to what's happening at the airport that, I would love for you to present with, board members in support and in attendance at those council meetings. I think that would be great for the community to also be able to share those.
Yeah. I know you've done that presentation for some service groups like Rotaries and stuff.
Civic groups, yes, I've done it for a number of groups, but happy to, if you want me to be reaching out to the city councils or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if Denise can schedule you and
Mhm. That'd be great. Okay, let's see. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
so moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 We are adjourned at 11:30 hours. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.